Hi guys, welcome back to StudySphere, and today we're going to be doing a video that's kind of different to the videos that we normally do. Today we're going to be discussing my GCSE results. Okay, so I know that some of you are just interested in my results and what exactly I get, so I've linked the timestamps down below, and if you want to skip ahead, you can skip to this time. And before that, I'm going to be talking about my mock results, my teachers' predicted scores, and what I think I'm going to get on my GCSEs based off of how the papers themselves went. Okay, so I'm gonna be creating a kind of visual table for you guys so that you can see exactly how the mock result, my teacher's predicted result, and what I think I'm actually gonna get kind of change for each individual subject. Okay, just a brief introduction. I took 11 GCSEs and I sat my math GCSE in November of 2023, so I didn't have to take that exam and I already completed it and I got a 9. So I took the GCSE exams for 10 total subjects. Okay, so the predictions now. I'm gonna start with English literature. So for my mock, I got a 9. I think I got 80 out of 90 on my paper, and my courseworks were completed as well. I got 30 out of 30 for my Macbeth and 26 out of 30 for Inspector Calls. And this just resulted in me getting a 9. My school, outside my piece of paper, my school has also predicted me a 9, and I believe that I'm going to get either an 8 or 9 in the actual GCSE. The reason I say 8 or 9 is because English literature was my first essay-based subject, and so I didn't understand how fast time would actually go when you're sitting in the exam hall, so I didn't manage my time properly, and that ended up in me not being able to finish the paper completely, which I'm really disappointed about because I did study really hard. But it's okay, an 8 is not the end of the world, so I think if the grade boundaries are low enough, I might be able to squeeze a 9, but I expect an 8. Okay, English language. In my mock, I got a 9. I think I got 75 out of 90, and I got 30 out of 30 for my imaginative writing coursework, and I don't know what out of 30 for my poetry and prose. And my school's prediction is a 9. I agree with this, and I think that I'm gonna get a 9 in my actual GCSE. I feel like the paper went really smoothly, even though the text was kind of, a text that a lot of people weren't prepared for because it's such a boring text, and the board at Excel hasn't ever tested us on that text. I feel like a lot of people kind of struggled with it, but I'd studied it, so it's fine. My transactional writing also went really well, so I'm hoping that I get a 9. Okay, further math. I got a 6 in my mocks, which I can explain. Okay, so I sat my GCSE in November and I immediately moved to the further math class that had been studying. I did AQA further math. So that had already started the further math content while I had just finished my GCSE. So me and a couple of others were kind of behind in the class, and I didn't end up studying that much for the mock, and I ended up prioritizing my other more content heavy subjects over math, which kind of led to me getting a 6. However, I was 2 marks away from a 7. My school predicts me a 7, which is fair, but I believe that I'm gonna get an 8 in the GCSE if the grade boundaries are low enough, because our first paper was so horrendously bad. Me and my friends walked out of the exam hall, just looked at each other and were at a loss for words. It was such a difficult paper, and none of the past papers had ever been like that before, but the second paper was really, really good, really easy, so I'm hoping they kind of cancel each other out and it just kind of results in an 8, hopefully. Okay, next is biology. Biology was my first GCSE paper, and in my mocks, I got an 8. And my school predicts me an 8 as well, which is fair. I have never gotten anything above an 8 before in biology, so it's fine. However, I really wanted to get a 9 in biology, so I studied extra hard, and especially because it was my first GCSE, so I think I just spent longer preparing for it. I think I'm gonna get a 9 because both of the papers were kind of relatively easy. There wasn't anything on the papers that really tricked me or made me struggle to answer it. So I feel like hopefully, if all goes well, I'll get a 9. Chemistry. I've struggled with chemistry since I took it in year 10. Oh, by the way, I'm doing triple science. So, chem, no high expectations. In my mock, I got a 7. I did not get really high. I think I just got a 7. and my school predicted me a 7, which is fine. I've only gotten about 6s or 7s in my entire time doing GCSE chemistry, but I think that I might be able to squeeze an 8, like just a really low 8, because the first paper I found it extremely difficult. Like, I walked out of the exam and was talking to people and I was like, oh, I found that really hard, like, how did you find it? And everyone was saying that it was really easy and it was a good paper. But the second paper genuinely was a lot better, and I worked a lot harder for that second paper, so I hope that kind of works out to a low 8 or, you know, like a high 7 maybe. So, okay, physics. I have kind of a mixed relationship with physics. I've scored 6s before, I've scored 9s, you know. In my mock, I scored a 9, which was really surprising. I think I got a low 9. I think I've only ever gotten a 9 once, and it was on that mock. My school's predicted me a 9, which is kind of crazy. But I think that I'm gonna get either an 8 or a 9. I believe the first paper was super duper easy, because the thing is, this year's paper had a lot of conversions in it, which is not something that typically comes up in physics GCSE, but I had watched a video regarding conversions the night before, and so I felt like that kind of helped me in the paper. But the second paper, I found it kind of so, like, it's not that I didn't understand the content, it's just that a couple of questions, I don't feel like I hit the mark scheme as hard as I should have, so I feel like I'll get an 8, which I'm fine with. Oh, Spanish. Spanish. Our school makes it mandatory to take a language at GCSE, and I chose Spanish. I've struggled with Spanish the whole time I've been doing my GCSE. Like, I think I've gotten anywhere from 5s to 6s, you know, just like barely passing, which is honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna be taking Spanish in A levels, so I'll be fine with a pass. In my mock, I got a 6, which is, you know, good, it's fine, I passed. And the school predicts me a 7, which is, I don't know. And I think that I might be able to get a low 7 or a high 6, because my speaking exam went really well. I think I got above 30 on it, but I'm not sure. So I hope that's kind of carrying me. My listening exam went really poorly because I sat in the back of the exam hall, because my last name begins with S, so I was sitting towards the back. And so the audio was, it's already really fast, and it became kind of echoey, and so I could barely understand it. So I'm kind of hoping for a 7, but I'll be okay with like a 6. Like, I'm not gonna be happy, but I'm gonna expect it. Okay, history GCSE. This has been my favorite GCSE that I took. I love my class, I love my teachers, and I just genuinely love the content, and it's always something that I've studied for the most, you know, just always put that extra bit of effort just because I genuinely like the subject. But in my mocks, I got an 8 because I misread the question. The school is predicting me a 9, but I think that I'm gonna get an 8 on my paper. It's not necessarily that I did bad or I forgot anything. It's just that on the last essay of paper 1, it asked for the crisis in a specific time period, but I mentioned one that was in the wrong time period, so I'm gonna lose marks there. Also, in my second paper, there was a fire alarm. I know. And this meant that we lost a couple of minutes just kind of going back and front, and hopefully our school's gonna get special consideration for it. But I think even with that, I didn't end up finishing the paper, so I don't think that is gonna make up that much for lost marks. So I think it's gonna end up in an 8, which is like, I'm not happy about it, but I've come to accept it. Next is psychology. Psychology, my last mock, I got an 8, and I was off of a 9 by 2 marks. My school predicts me an 8, which is fine. I've only gotten a 9 like once or twice, and I've been kind of just getting 8s, never below that. But I believe that I'm gonna get a 9 in my actual GCSE, because the papers themselves were relatively easy. Like, there was nothing on there that was especially difficult, or, you know, that like really made me like think, which sounds bad, but I just think that I prepared so much that it was like a decent paper. I didn't end up finishing my second paper, but honestly, I don't think anyone did, because the timings are so bad. The paper is 79 marks, and we get 80 minutes for the paper. So I honestly don't think anyone who got a 9 finished the paper. But yeah. And now, last but not least, business. In my mock, I got an A, which I was honestly really surprised about, because I got a B on the mock before that. So, you know, I was really happy about it. The school is predicting me an A star, and I think I'm gonna get like an A or an A star. because I'm always really bad at paper 1 in business, which is a lot of definitions, which I find kind of hard to memorize. And I messed up on one of the questions. They asked for something and I started talking about like something completely different, which I know I'm gonna lose marks for. But the second paper went really well, so I'm hoping that kind of cancels out and gives me an A, which I think I can get because the grade boundaries are really low. It's like 50% for an A and 60% for an A star. Okay, so now that is all of my predictions on what I think is gonna happen, what results I've gotten before, and just generally what I think is going to happen. Now, I'm filming this on the 26th of June, and results day is on the 22nd of August, so I'm going to see you then.
One eternity later.
Hi guys, so summer is basically over, which is really depressing to think about, but you know, I've been doing a lot. I've traveled. I went to Ghana for 2 weeks to do an internship. I've been going out with my friends a lot. Like, I just came back from the beach with my friend, so you know, summer's been very relaxing, but it's time for results. So today I think it's the 12th of August, and tomorrow is Cambridge IGCSE results, and I studied business IGCSE Cambridge. So I'm just getting my business results tomorrow, and I'm getting it online. I won't be going into school, so it's not like a really big thing, but you know, it's just business. I feel like I probably got an A because I studied a lot for business, but the thing is, if I answered almost every question kind of the same way, so if the way that I answered it didn't work, then it's like I'm not gonna get any marks. But I think I did fine. So hopefully an A. Like, really worst case, I get like a really high B, which I really don't want. But best case, A star. Awesome, I hope, pray, because I studied a lot. But like an A is okay. Like, I'll be fine with an A. And for some reason, IGCSE Cambridge is A star to F, not the regular 9 to 5. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow morning. You probably won't see me because I'll be like, it's gonna be really early in the morning and I'm gonna look disgusting. So you'll just get like a video of me and my voice opening my results. And guys, currently 9 almost. Results come at 9 exactly here. And it's time for business. Oh, but my camera's blurry. Okay. Oh! Woohoo! Got an A star in business. Yippee! Okay, hi guys. It is currently the 22nd of August and today is official results day for EdXL and AQA, and I am ready. Done my makeup, everything. I'm gonna be leaving in 10-ish minutes. I'm gonna try and record like me in the car with my parents and like the school itself, but I'm definitely gonna have a video of me getting my results. And like, honestly, I'm not that nervous because like, honestly, I've been so busy, like I haven't really like stopped to think about it, kind of, if that makes any sense. It's just that I know that I put so much effort into the GCSEs. Like, it doesn't really matter. Obviously it matters what I get, but like, it doesn't really matter what number I get because I know I put like 200% into my exams. Like, I won't walk back with my results and say, okay, I could have studied harder, because genuinely I could not have studied harder. This summer I've kind of just like been relaxing. Like, I traveled, I've been going out with friends, and because of that I haven't really thought about GCSEs, and so I've forgotten what all of my predictions were. I think I have them on a piece of paper somewhere so I can compare them with my actual results when I get back home. But yeah, I honestly have no idea what to expect anymore because I don't even remember how my exams went, let alone what I want from them. So yeah, we are gonna go now. Okay. 9 in biology, 9 in chemistry, 9 in English,
Oh, wow.
9. I couldn't even go. Oh my god, straight 9 in
8?
Okay, hi guys. So that was my reaction. I look really bad in that video and I look really bad right now, but that's besides the point. So I have my envelope here and I will be reading out to you the exact grades I got. And I'll be kind of just talking about them. So one thing that one thing that my school did that I really appreciated, they wrote us this like letter talking about, just, oh sorry, my cat's here as well, talking about how the last 2 years have been, and the kind of a motivational letter, which I really appreciate. And they've also given us like what to do after we get our results, like a post results kind of thing. I don't think I have, I don't think I'm gonna go for any kind of remarks or anything. And yeah, so results time. Okay, so I'll be reading them out from my piece of paper. I got a 9 in biology, and A-star in business, which we know. 9 in chemistry, which I was really surprised about because I remember I got like 42% or something on my last mock, which was I think a 5 or 6. So I'm really surprised by this. English language, a 9, which I kind of understand. And English lit, a 9 as well, but I'm kind of confused because I didn't finish my papers. So yeah. Further math, 9. Also very surprised about this one because I walked out of my first exam and started, like my first further math exam, and started crying because of how bad it was. I don't know. History, 9. That one as well I was not expecting because on my first paper I spoke about the completely wrong time period. I think I mentioned this before, and I didn't finish my second paper. Math, 9. I knew that. I sat that GCSE in November of 2023. Physics, 9. Psychology, 9. And Spanish, 8. I cannot believe I got an 8 in Spanish. Like, I have been so astronomically bad at Spanish since I took the GCSE. I tried to drop Spanish in year 10 and my school wouldn't let me. So I am so beyond shocked that I got an 8 in Spanish. And so this is kind of the comparison between my predictions, my school's predictions, and what I actually got. And I just want to say I'm really surprised by what I got. I mean, I did study. I think I studied 450 hours. I have like an app that tracks it. I studied in total around that much. So I mean, it's not like I didn't study. I did work hard for my results, but I'm surprised that, it resulted in like 10 9s and an 8. Okay, so kind of now my final thoughts about the whole GCSE process, the last 2 years, and kind of what I'm going to be doing next. So GCSEs have been a very tumultuous journey for me. I haven't always been the best student. I've always I used to struggle a lot, especially in year 9 academically. And then I really started taking school seriously in year 11. So before that, I kind of didn't. Like, here are some of my mock results and kind of like my progression over the years. And you can just really see how far I've come. And my final message to everyone watching this video is that GCSEs, the results that you get from your GCSEs are not based off of your inherent talent, your inherent intelligence, or anything like that. It's not based off of IQ or how naturally good you are. I hate that phrase. Naturally good you are at a subject. It really is just dependent on your hard work. Because as you can tell by my results, I have improved a great deal. And that's just because I dedicated myself for 3 months to study. So I promise you, your efforts are gonna be worth it. You will see the results that you want. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I can't believe I've made this. I watched literally hundreds of GCSE reaction videos, and I can't believe that I'm making my own. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more study content like this. And yes, thank you. Love you all. Bye bye.